Hey, fellow gamers. This is Glidercat, and it is time to play. We are back in Timberborn. I'm going to click the play button here at 3 times. We're off to a pretty good start. The dry season. We are in the dry season. We can see the river has dried up off to our west, but we're in pretty good shape. We've got some berry bushes here that have dried out as a result of the river drying out, but it looks like we're actually able to harvest these. They've got 8.1 days to die, and I think we've gotten the last of the berries off of those that we can. We'll see if they actually really die off or not. If they do, we may be able to plant some more berry bushes over here by this little lake that we've got going on as soon as our forester is built. And we mentioned at the end of the last episode that we're just waiting on the water wheel. Once that gets built, we will build our carpenter. And then we'll get the planks that we need in order to build our forester, and then we should be in good shape. Also waiting on beavers to grow up. Looks like we've got 2 now that are jobless. I'm going to open up another spot at the farmhouse. A beaver jumped in right away, and I'm actually going to get some potatoes started here. I'm going to go to crops and potatoes just because these take a long time to grow. So I'm going to put down, let's see. Maybe I will, let's just put them down here. That's fine. 3 rows of potatoes. And I might do 1 more row of carrots now that we've got a couple beavers here. And maybe I'll extend this out even a little tiny bit. Let's see, can I go 1 more down? Yeah. And let's just even this out a bit. So that'll give those 2 beavers quite a bit of work to do to get that all replanted. And then we'll have potatoes on the way. We won't be able to use the potatoes immediately. We need to put down a grill and then have a beaver available to work in the grill. Looks like we've got 1 more jobless beaver, and we will save that guy for the carpenter once we get that going. In the meantime, I'm going to open up another spot for a builder so that we no longer have any jobless beavers, and that guy, that extra guy that just, or girl that actually just grew up to working age, can work in the builder's hut and speed things up for us. All right, so we got nighttime. We're more than halfway through the dry season, so we're in good shape. I think we're going to make it through just fine on that. And again, I think later on they get a little bit longer, but I'm not positive on that. I am curious to see if these will die out and disappear. So we've got, let's see. That one right by the end of the trail here has got 7.5 days. And there's one right across at 7.1 days. I don't think those are going to end up dying off. I think we're going to get water coming in here before they die off, and they will hopefully replenish and get green again, and then we can keep using those for berries. Because this little patch here is basically what saved our colony. Because we ran out of food. We did lose 3 beavers to the famine. But this little patch here helped save the rest. We've got a farm going now. Our beavers are busy planting. Looks good. We're going to have a full field of crops. And then I think I can take these beavers off of the farm until we're ready to harvest and use them elsewhere. See, our water wheel is getting really close. We need 7 more logs. In fact, we can probably start dropping down our carpenter building. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put them right on the path. And I believe all I need to do to get power from the water wheel over to the carpenter is drop some of these little, what do they call them here? Straight shafts. So I'll rotate this with the R key. And I think if I just drop 2 down here, we're going to be good. Now, what I don't know is if we can use this same power for multiple buildings. And I imagine you can, because this guy's going to produce 290 horsepower, which is quite a bit. Initially, when he's built, and he's not built yet, but once he's built, while we're in the dry season, he's not going to produce anything because this water's not moving, and that's not going to spin the wheel. But we're just about out of the dry season. So this is going to come in handy just in time. But let's take a look at the power real quick and see if there is a way. Okay, shaft intersection transfers power. So we'll see about that. It might make sense. Okay, a T-shaped intersection. I wonder if we should be putting that here. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to move our Carpenter over one. I'm going to delete this guy. And I'm going to put in this T-shaped intersection. Let's zoom in so we can see. That way, if we need power, we can, like north of here, we'll have that shaft there that we can branch off of and head up north and maybe put some more production buildings that need it, or maybe even another Carpenter building. We just don't know. But I want to have the ability to branch that power off. So then I'll go back. I'll put a straight shaft here just to be safe early on. I don't know if I can put a building right up next to this intersection. You might be able to. I'm just going to play it safe here. And then I'm going to pop down our Carpenter building. I'll rotate the camera here a little bit just to make sure it's right on our path. That looks good. And let's see, why are they complaining? Because there's a tree right in the way. I think I can take that out with this button here in the toolbar, demolish buildings and resources. But let's see, maybe not. Delete buildings, mark resources for demolition, boom. So I'll have to wait till the builder comes and takes that out. Looks like the water wheel is built. Okay, this guy is removing that tree. That'll give us room to place the Carpenter building. Hopefully that won't take long. Not too bad. Boom. There we go. Once we get that hooked up, we will have planks and we can get the forester built. And so now we can see the water is flowing again. We made it out of the dry season. Awesome. We had plenty of water stored up for drinking. And now our water wheel is providing power. And it won't take too many logs before we have our Carpenter built. Here we got our beavers by the campfire. We might want to think about building another one of those. Let's take a look at our well-being. We're at 5. So thirst is at 12. We may need to put another pump down and maybe some tanks. I know one playthrough I had a pump over here. That might make sense to do. And then maybe a water tank here for all these guys so they don't have to walk all the way down here to get the water. Why don't we go ahead and do that? Let's put a water pump. How about we do this one right here? And then maybe, let's see, a water tank. I'm thinking we might actually put this one a little further away. How about by the, how about right by the log pile? And we can place more of these as well. Maybe another one right here by the pump. And that way the beavers will have water close by. Excuse me. And that should help keep that thirst up to 13 out of 13. Social life is 11 out of 13. We probably need to put down another fire pit. Might make sense to do that where there's some housing over here or maybe even here. How about we put it, let's see, I'm thinking long-term I want to irrigate. So I'm thinking when we get the dynamite, I maybe want to blast right up this path where I'm going with the mouse. So I kind of want to leave that open. But we could probably put down another, let's see, another fire pit and kick up their happiness a little bit. This doesn't cost much resource. Why don't I put it, let's see. I hate to use up this fertile land, but why don't we put it right here? Well, just thinking. I'm going to put it right up here in this little piece of dry land. Boom. And at least the ones living in these 2 lodges can use that for social interaction. And hopefully that'll kick up our average well-being. We can get the social life up to 13. Nutrition 1 looks really good. Comfort is we need more houses now. We had some beavers grow up. So we've got 4 homeless beavers. Let's go ahead and put another lodge down. Come down to housing. And eventually we're going to stack these things up. But we got to research stairs to do that. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 more lodges down like this. And now that we've got potatoes planted, we've got 2 people farming. I think it might make sense to put down the grill so that once those potatoes are ready, I might actually put the grill over here in case I want to drop one more farmhouse here. So let's go ahead and put the grill on the corner. We'll get that built when the sun comes up. All right, we need someone to work here at the Carpenter Building. Let's see, we've got 2 builders. Yeah, we're a little short on workers. Crops they're getting close. We've got some carrots that are getting close to being harvested. I can take one beaver off of that. Maybe he'll run down to the carpenter. Looks like he did. And so that's going to get us the planks we need. We'll get that going. He's crafting those. That'll get our forester built, and then we can pick a place for the trees. In fact, I think we can pick that now. Okay, plant trees and bushes. We can plant blueberries, birch. And birch takes 9 days to grow. Pine takes 12 days to grow. And maple takes 24 days to grow. Now, I'm guessing the maples, say yields. This gives us 8 logs per tree. This only gives us 2 logs per tree. But and how are we doing on logs? We're doing okay, but we don't have any more trees to cut. So let's do the pines first. Let's get some early supply of trees in here. These only take 9 days, but 3 days more, we get double productivity. So I think pines is the place to start. And I'm just going to grab all of this. Maybe I'll leave a little room for a path if we want to. But let's initially get some pines planted. And then once that forester gets built, he'll get working on that. Once the pines are all planted, then maybe we put another row down of the maples. Because we get more wood out of those. But we do need enough supply to keep us going. We've got a decent amount of logs in storage, 306. But we are pretty much out of trees to cut down at this point. Now, we could look at our research. We've got 219 science. And if we can walk up this cliffside here, we'll get a few more trees. There's not a lot here. Looks like these are only good for 1 log each. So that's not a huge benefit to us. We could take out a log, actually, and extend our path a little bit. It looks like there's a couple trees here that are out of range that we could bring into range. So let's just grab a couple of these, clear them out, and then we'll extend our path. Okay, it looks like they're bringing planks now over to the forester, so that is cool. We've got a fair number of buildings here waiting to be built, so we're going to be consuming logs, 25 on that one and 24 total logs for this little setup. That's about 50 logs. Plus now our carpenter is going to be producing planks, and those will get stored in inventory here. So he's going to be chewing up logs. As long as we have him to chew up, he's going to be chewing them up. And then once our grill comes up, he's going to be burning logs to make potatoes. So the fuel for this building is logs. So I think we're in decent shape food-wise. We've got some carrots to harvest here. Be nice to get some more beavers growing up. Looks like we had one grow up not too long ago. This path may no longer be necessary that we've got here. I may actually take that down. Yep. Like Like this, I don't think is... I can leave that piece there, I guess. We can also get some pines planted down here. Let's do that. Or we could choose to use this for farmland. Let's let this clear out and see what happens. We'll see if these trees keep growing on their own, if some small number just keep replanting themselves, or if this does eventually get depleted. I see a few sprouts here. So I'm just going to let that be. Our forester, he can't reach over to this area, so we would need to put another forester if we wanted trees in this area. All right, our carpenter is probably not working right now. They are all getting ready for nighttime, and they are off to sleep. Cycle 2, day 4, and I'm not sure what these cycles mean. I guess that may be analogous to a year. So it doesn't run a full year, but that's the next closest thing, maybe? So maybe in every cycle you get one drought. We'll see as we go. All right, we're good on logs. Our forester building is up, but we don't have anybody to work it. I may take a builder down again. So I'm using that technique quite a bit here. Where if we're short on workers, I'll just take it out of the builder's hut. And if we have unemployed people, I tend to add them to the builder's hut. But I don't have a ton of building going on right now. It's just the grill. We got our 2 lodges up. We still have 1 homeless beaver, so we're going to need to build another lodge here soon. And the lodges, I believe, are important in order to have the beavers reproduce. And so if we want our colony to grow, we can't neglect the lodges. So yeah, let's look at the research. I think we want to actually build some stairs. So this is going to take us 70 science points. And then the platforms, double platform. So let's do the stairs. That's going to allow us to start stacking some of these lodges up and save some space. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And then I guess we could clear out this area. This could eventually be a bunch of lodges up here. You can see the work area of each lodge is pretty decent. It's not bad. So let's drop some stairs and get some constructed. They take 4 planks. And then we might even experiment. Now, I don't know if I drop a lodge. Now, if I drop a lodge here, I don't know if... It looks like they would not be able to get to that. So I would need to put some stairs in front of this house. Let's do that just for fun. We'll put some stairs. This guy's going to have neighbors upstairs, so hopefully they're not too noisy. But I'm thinking once those stairs get built, they can build this lodge up here, and then we'll get a couple sets of stairs here, and that gets us access to these trees. And I'm not sure what we can do. Maybe eventually we can irrigate this land and have some farming take place up here. All right, our grill is up and running. We don't have any workers for it. We've got, again, still 13 adults, 2 children. Only 1 homeless beaver, 1 poor homeless beaver. But we've got his house slated to be built, his lodge. Plenty of water here. Looks like our water pump got built over here, and we've got a worker for it. We've got our water tanks over in this area being filled up. Let's take a look at the average well-being and see if the water is staying high. So thirst is now, 14 out of 14. So that's good. Social life is still at 13. I was hoping putting this extra campfire down would have helped. We may need some kind of entertainment over this way. Let's see if entertainment is actually a separate one. We've got fun, yeah. fun. So let's look at leisure. So we've got a temple that satisfies spirituality. We've got a carousel. That's going to take some power and metal. And that is going to satisfy fun. And then it looks like the campfire may be the only thing that satisfies social life. See, shrubs satisfies aesthetics. Bench doesn't say if that satisfies anything. Basic roof is aesthetics. And then we have the monuments. Let's see what that does. Ah, okay. Labor monument. Ooh, 200 logs. 1,000 science points for that one. That's going to be a while. We've only got 200 science points just about, and we've got a lot to research before we start doing that. Okay, it looks like we're planting trees. So that is very cool. That's going to help our log situation. Ensure that we've got plenty of logs. Our food looks pretty darn good right now at 140 berries roughly. We don't have any carrots. If we look in storage, you can see we've got potatoes kind of under the storage column here in the top left, because until those potatoes get cooked, they're not really considered food. But we're starting to harvest them. In fact, we could use another beaver on this farm. So we're at level 6 happiness. Or well-being. We had another baby that was born, baby beaver that was born. And that was, I guess, yesterday, 2-6, cycle 2, day 6. And we're on cycle 2, day 7. Okay, we're just planting those trees. I guess once he's done, maybe we drop now another plot down for trees to be built. You can see how this doesn't have many sprouts. There's one here and a couple up here. I think eventually, once you clear out these logs, they don't grow anymore. We have a few more sprouts down this way and a couple trees that can be harvested. Got 2 lumberjacks here. They can do the work. They can get to those and chop them down when they're ready. But yeah, okay, our forester looks like he's just about done. I'm wondering, maybe we have him do some berries before we plant more trees. Let's see. Plant blueberry. 12 days to grow. But these seem to replenish themselves, which is kind of cool. So let's fill in this area with blueberries. Oh, are we in a dry season or something? Where's our water? Okay, we may have a glitch in the game here because I don't see water flowing. But it says we're not in a dry season. So I'm just going to plant some more berries next to our farm here. There it is. Just when I hit the build menu, I guess it removed the water. So that that was a little interesting. And that might be so you can build stuff under the water. So that could be what that was all about just now. If I click the build menu, yeah, it removes the water so you can see and access the building. So if you wanted to build something way out here underwater, you could probably do it. Okay. Yeah, it scared me for a minute. All right, so once this forester is done with the trees, which looks like he is, the next day comes along and hopefully he will plant some berries and we should be good long-term on those. Planks, we're still kicking them out. Let's see, does it show how many we have in supply? We've got 3. We're going to need a lot more than that. And we need more beavers. So right now everybody is housed. We saw that this house, or this lodge, our 2nd-story lodge got built, and it actually is housing beavers, so that's cool. What we might do just for fun is stack another one up and do the same thing. So he was all happy he's on the top floor, but he is on the top floor no more because we're going to drop another ladder or another set of stairs right there. And we'll see. Hopefully that won't block the path to this door. We'll find out. We'll learn as we go. It looks like those guys are actually supplying the logs already. And I think from one of my earlier playthroughs on this, it looked like the builders can reach up 1 level. So if I were to come over here and put a lodge up on this tier, this 1 level up tier, the beavers would be able to come up to that and supply the building materials and build the building. No one would be able to go up and live in it, but they would be able to walk up and construct it. At least that's what I saw in the first time I played. So this guy's going to keep churning out planks. We've got trees growing. They're at 10%. We've got bushes. I don't know if these have all been planted. Boy, it looks like they are. It's like maybe one more left to plant. And so if that's the case, I think that's enough berry bushes for now. Let's get those trees that take forever to grow planted. And that's kind of an investment. It's they give us 8 logs on every cut versus the pines, which only give us 2. But these guys take forever to grow. So hopefully we're not shooting ourselves in the foot. We'll leave some space for pines if we need to drop some more quick growing trees down. But let's at least get this beaver planting the trees that take a long time but yield a lot of wood. Not bad. I think we're off to a pretty good start. I don't know when the next drought's going to come. Matter of fact, I'm not sure how long these cycles run. If I scroll down in our status messages, it looks like the last cycle was maybe 19 days, somewhere around there, maybe 20. But it got up to 1-19, and then we moved on to cycle 2. So we'll see if we get through 19 days on this cycle, and we'll see if we get through without a drought. Okay, it looks like our happiness went up to a 7. So that's cool. Let's take a look and see why. It looks like nutrition 2 is being satisfied. Now, I think that is the grilled potatoes. Nutrition 1, I think, is the carrots. And the grilled potatoes are nutrition 2. And then the hunger gets satisfied by the berries. So we're looking pretty good. So everything we've gone after, we've maxed out right now. So that's cool. We eventually need to get to fun, which is the carousel. And we're going to need to go find metal for that. And then nutrition 3, I think, is bread. And we can actually think about that pretty soon. We're going to need to unlock the grist mill here. And that'll take wheat and turn it into flour. And we can plant wheat now if we want. And then we'll also need to unlock the bakery. I think we've got enough science points to unlock both of those. And then that's going to satisfy hunger and nutrition 3. So it looks like because, let's see, the grilled potatoes and the bread, once we make it, they both satisfy hunger. So eventually we won't need the berries if we don't want them. They satisfy hunger too. But we'll have to see. It may be more productive to have farms. If so, maybe we'll clear out this berry patch. We'll leave these ones here. And maybe we'll clear out this berry patch and have a wheat field. Could drop a farm here, have a wheat field, and put a mill and stuff in here to turn it into flour. Can think about that. Okay, our guy here is planting the maples. They're going to take a long time to grow. Hopefully they will stay watered to the next drought. And I don't think we lost any berry bushes to the last drought, but the next dry season could be longer, and that can present problems for us. So we're at 7 for well-being. That's pretty good. And we've got 13 beavers, housing for 16, so we're looking great there. So we just need them to reproduce and get us some more beavers. We're starting to accumulate a few planks here. We've got 13. So we need to think about what's next that we want to go after. The temple wouldn't be bad, but boy, look at all those logs, 120 logs. But that would help increase our well-being quite a bit. We might be able to put that up on the hill here too. That might look kind of cool. Okay, we got monuments here that satisfy awe. Shrub bench, we saw all that. That satisfies aesthetics. Let's just take a look. We're going to need another storage unit too. Another small warehouse. We could try and unlock the large warehouse. That's got 1,000 capacity. So it's 5 times these guys. going to eat up a lot of logs in the process, 60 logs and 80 planks. But it might save us room in the long term. Might save some land space. That could be an early investment. It's an expensive investment, but we could do it. Let's see. Let's do one more small warehouse just to make sure we can get through. I'm kind of thinking maybe, oh, it's too bad we can't get two back here. They won't be able to get in. That one they could get in, right? Let's do this for the heck of it. I'm going to put two small warehouses back here. And then we'll build on top of this. And then behind here, I want to get a path running. I'm going to right click and scroll so we can see. I'm just going to put a path all the way around here. And then maybe I left room for another farm and a path. So we've got 3 blocks here. I don't know. Are we going to need another farm this way? This guy has a pretty good range. We could put farming here. That might not be a bad idea. We could put some wheat. Maybe we put our first wheat field over here. And then we come up the hill here. And here's where we process that into grain and cook it into bread. That may not be a bad idea. We've got a path. Okay, the entry. Let me just swing this around. I don't know where the entry is. Yeah, it's in the middle. But yeah, we could put some stairs down here. All right, I'm going to leave this path unfinished till we know what we're doing down here. But I'm thinking what might come next is another farm right here, right next to this guy. Then we could run that path up this way. And then we'll have 4 farmers going, and we can set up a decent-sized wheat field over here. And then maybe have the processing of that wheat come up this hill. We'll put a couple more stairs up, maybe. Or maybe they can just use these stairs. And then we'll unlock the grist mill and the bakery and get those built up here. And then they can walk that down. We'll put some stairs over here maybe, and they can walk that down to these 2 storage buildings if they need to. Anyway, that's enough for this episode. We are moving and we are grooving. We made it through the first drought. We've got planks being produced. We got a little berry farm here going. We've got 1 beaver. We've got 2 jobless beavers. I'm going to open this up. So we have 2 beavers working our current farmhouse. We've got some trees planted. Here's some short-term trees that we'll get some production out of. And then we're kind of planning for the future. And we planted a bunch of these maples that are going to take longer to grow, but they give us like 4 times the number of logs as these pines do. So that'll be an investment. Hopefully we won't come up short. If we do, we can quickly throw down some fast growing trees, maybe over in this area, and have those logged if we run out of logs. We're doing okay. We are burning through them. We've got 206 at this moment, but we are burning through those. And we don't have any new logs at the moment, any new trees to cut. I think we've only got a few here. And that's if I extend this path. Let me do that while I'm thinking about it, and then we will sign off for this one. All right, that's it for this episode. If you like it, do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I definitely would appreciate that. But for now, yeah, this is Glidercat signing off, saying I will see you in the next episode.